Well, here's to the winners this morning. Tim Walberg is one of them, the former congressman who now, as a Republican, will run against the guy who beat him last time around, the former state senator Mark Schauer. Tim Walberg trying to reclaim that District 7 congressional seat. Congratulations. Good morning to you.
Michael Patrick, thank you so much, and good morning to you and your listeners.
Pretty decisive victory you had there. What will your rematch with Mark Schauer look? I mean, I know you want to celebrate that for at least a day or so, but you're going to start working for the general pretty quickly, I would think. How does your rematch against Mark Schauer look?
Well, it looks very good. I mean, it'll be a tough rematch. Mark Schauer is not going to take this laying down at all. I think he understands that. He has charted his course in deciding to go with Speaker Pelosi 96% of the time, and that's a clear record difference between Tim Walberg and himself. I think the people will have a contrast between candidates and records, 2 years of mine in Congress and 2 years of Mark Schauer's in Congress now, that will be, I think, easy to see the difference from, and ultimately I hope our message will come out so clear that people decide that we're the one to go back and represent them in Congress.
Okay, we'll be talking along the way, of course, but congratulations this morning. Thank you very much for the chat.
Thank you. Look forward to plenty of conversations and hearing from the people as well, and thanks to them for supporting me.
We will indeed. Thank you very much. The morning after, the night before. Mark Hornbeck is with us now from the Detroit News, and he is the Lansing bureau chief. We chatted with him yesterday. Now it's 24 hours later. What was the big surprise for you yesterday? What was the most intriguing part about all of this, the way it unfolded?
Well, I think the margin of Snyder's victory, the fact that he was able to declare before midnight last night, I thought was the most surprising development. The fact that he won didn't surprise me, but the fact that he won so decisively was a surprise.
I asked him a few minutes ago how much money he's willing to spend now to win the general, and he wouldn't put a figure on it and wouldn't say anything like that. He did say, though, that he, when choosing a running mate, an elected official or somebody in politics would not be disqualified, even though he's running as the outsider non-politician. He really sort of needs somebody, doesn't he, that knows their way around the hallways?
Yeah, you would think he would, the same way that Jennifer Granholm selected John Cherry. Mm-hmm. There's been a rumor out there for a while that he may choose Patty Burkholz, who is the term-limited senator from Saugatuck, who actually represents a good part of the capital area. And she's a staunch environmentalist, which is part of Rick Snyder's resume.
Well, he can't be too much of a hippie now, can he?
No, he's a nerd. He's not a hippie. Didn't you see the ad?
They're all going to be looking for the middle ground voters, are they not? I mean, after all, this election could very well be decided by the nonpartisan centrists. Is that fair to say?
Just as most statewide elections are in Michigan, and certainly it's less of a stretch for Rick Snyder to grab the middle than it is for Verge Bonero, who has a little ways to go to get to the middle in the general election.
Well, how do you think it will stack up? There are people right now who are saying, I wonder who's going to win, and we don't have polling data or anything like that right now. But if you were to sort of, if it's a horse race and you're looking at the first quarter and the back stretch and down the line, how do you think it'll all unfold?
Well, I think Snyder is the favorite going in. One thing you really have to look at is how many folks voted in the Republican primary and how many voted in the Democratic primary. It was more than a 2-to-1 advantage in the Republican primary last night. And so right away, Bonero needs to bring some of the Democrats and independents who moved over and voted for Rick Snyder back into the Democratic fold, and that's a tough challenge for him. So I think Snyder will be the favorite going in. But, we said the same thing about Andy Dillon over Verge Bonero in the Democratic primary, and as one of my colleagues is fond of saying over and over again, don't count Verge out.
Does Verge Bonero have to sort of morph his image now away from the angry mayor to an inspirational sort of figure?
Well, I think he successfully kind of forged a combination of the anger and the inspiration in the primary, and I think he needs to continue to do that. Voters are angry out there, and I think that Verge relates to them in that vein. So I don't think he needs to lose the anger completely, but in order to appear more gubernatorial in a face-off with a moderate Republican challenger, he does need to tamp it down a bit and appear more inspirational than angry.
I got about 20 seconds left, but look at the names that are going to be going away from our consciousness now. Andy Dillon, Mike Cox, Pete Hoekstra, Vern Ehlers, Bart Stupak, all are going to sort of be erased from the political landscape now.
Correct. It's a big change. There is some movement away from the status quo. It's going to be interesting times if Rick Snyder were to be elected governor of this state. It could be real interesting, and certainly Virgin Manila has a shot, and it's going to be a fun campaign going into the fall.
We'll be reading you every step of the way. Mark Hornbeck in the Detroit News. It's 14 minutes now before the hour. I'm Michael Patrick Shields. More of your Wednesday when we get back.